It was hard to leave family, but I just knew that was the place for me. Some fella just walked up to me in the gym and just like sizing me up, and I was like, what's this cunt doing? Like, you know what I mean? I'm not getting punches in the face for nothing. I'm getting punches in the face to be a millionaire now. To anyone out there that I am gonna fight, you're gonna be locked in the cage with me. I'm not gonna be locked in there with you. So God bless you and save you.
Confidential, let's go!
Okay, so I'm here with Mr. Senan Coakly, who's just back for Dubai for a short holiday back in Ireland as well. So he's an amateur. I watched from the very start. I watched his very first fight at Virtus, which he fought. It was Conor Nolan, wasn't it? Conor Nolan. Yeah. Fantastic fight. How are you? You're back for a short time. You've been in the Dubai at the minute. What's it like being home for a short period?
Good, yeah. It's good to see family, and you know, it's been a long while. It's been a long. I wouldn't say slog out in Dubai because I've loved every minute of it, but it's been a good bit of graft out there. You know, I worked on a lot of stuff in my own game. I worked on a lot of stuff in my life. I worked on setting up my future, setting up a lot of stuff out there, and that's what I accomplished. And then I booked my flight home. Told me mom. My mom was delighted to see that I'm coming home, and now I'm here. I'm just for 2 weeks, just stop over, see everyone that means the most to me, and then go back and put the work in. You know.
Yeah, and talk to us about Dubai, because we'd spoken online. This is the first time I've sat down with you. But you said over here, not that there's distractions, but over there, your sole focus is just getting better. Have you seen the level ups in yourself due to moving out there and kind of not isolating yourself, but just putting yourself in that zone?
Yeah, like, because the sole purpose and the sole reason I'm in Dubai is to train, is to get better, is to level up, is to improve myself. So if that's your sole purpose, while I'm over there, that's all I'm doing. Every day, training, coming home from training, thinking about training, writing notes on training, then going back to training. Then the work I'm doing is I'm coaching Muay Thai classes, and I'm obviously PTing people. So then I'm reflecting on the training because I'm teaching my clients what I've just been learning in that training session. But everything is just all about what I've been doing, how I'm leveling up my career, how I'm leveling up my, you know, let's say my training and my MMA career, which is what I love the most about over there. And as well as that, you're so locked in. It's such a healthy lifestyle over there, you know, like it's sunny 24/7. Obviously it gets hot in the summer now, lad. It's about 55 degrees over there, and I can't even hack that, like, but obviously majority of the time it's nice weather. You know, you're coming out training, you're in a good gym, or you're going home, you know, you're going to bed in a good gym, or you're going around and you can do what you want over there, and you can live a good, you know, healthy lifestyle. So that was my favourite thing about it, and I just felt like cause my sole purpose was to go over there and improve on it, that's all I done, like, and in that year I feel like I've come on leaps and bounds, like.
Yeah, you seen, like, you've been in different disciplines, you fought in different disciplines over there, like your first boxing.
Yeah. like literally it was so funny how them fights they came about. That's why I'm laughing. Like, I was over there, I tell you, so I had a pro K1 fight over there, right?
Yeah.
And some fella just walked up to me in the gym and just started like sizing me up, and I was like, what's this cunt doing? Like, you know what I mean? And he was like, what weight are you? And I was like, about 85 kilos. Like, now I'm not 85 now, and I'm a bit heavier than 85, but at the time I was a good 85. He started like sizing me up, and he's like, what weight are you? I was like, 85 kilos. And he's like, you want to fight on Saturday? I turned around, looked at him, I goes, fight you? Like, I was like, you looking for a knockoff, me? Like, and he was like, I have an opponent there, only have 1 or 2 pro fights, from Uzbekistan. Do you want to fight and all? But obviously John and Munir was talking to him to see what was the crack, what it's about, what show is it on. Once John and Munir gave me the all clear, I was like, yeah, lovely, went to this fight. Turns out afterwards he was like #1 ranked in the UAE, #2 ranked in Uzbekistan, won the IMMAF, which is like the world IMMAF, but for Muay Thai. I just seen his Instagram page afterwards. It's like, sound boys, yeah, put me up to the Sharks 30 more. Anyways, we went down and got the second round stoppage, so, you know, I'm up for any challenge, like, no matter what this winner is. But, like, that just shows the opportunities that I had out there. Like, that was that fight. Then the boxing fight was the same. It was just like, Aaron Bickerstaff, like, he runs a really high level boxing event over there, and like that he just reached out and he's like, does he want to fight boxing? I was like, yeah, I'll fight on, like, let's go. So that's how I ended up just taking like a boxing fight, a K1 fight, MMA fight, and a Muay Thai fight, all in the space of like 4 or 5 months. I was just boom, boom, one after the other, just taking them, you know, why not? And then I was just like falling in love with fighting in different disciplines, and like, You do that full time, I'll come up and fuck you up in boxing. You do Muay Thai full time, I'll come and fuck you up in Muay Thai. Like, it was just good crack out there. Me and John were having the laugh. Like, honestly, if you seen me and John Mitchell on Fight Week, you'd actually be scared. Like, you'd be like, how are these? Like, we're just going around like it's another week, you know, going around having the crack, having the laugh, and then we're going in killing some poor gunt on a Saturday night, and then just going home, and that's that. Like, you know what I mean? So it's a real good community we have over there, you know, of us Irish. Even Paul as well, Paul Buckley. Like, we all live in the same building. Me, John, Paul, Dara, all the boys, we all live in the one building, lad. We're always with each other as well. It's gas, like us plowing around out there, but you can see how much we level up from it, you know what I mean? We all bounce off each other in training, then we come home, then we're talking about training, talking about life, you know, so it's a real good clique we have over there now, like, you know. It was hard to leave family, but I just knew that was the place for me. It was a mad moment, to be honest, because I remember I went over there for 4 weeks for a training camp. John just said, come over for 4 weeks. It was after I lost that third fight then. Was it Brian Manning? Yeah, so I lost that Brian Manning fight, and that was my third loss on the bounce. So obviously I was very, like, upset with it, you know what I mean? Upset with myself. Had a real think, and, you know, I'm not one to say the grass is greener, but it was more so just like I think of, like, what am I doing wrong with me training, and how do I improve me training, and what do I do? And when I went on the holiday over there, I realised when I was over there, like, my sole purpose of being here is just to train, nothing else. I have no distractions. I don't have to go to this social event here. I don't have these people here saying, oh, we have this event and this event. I don't have work that I was doing at home distracting me. I was just fully focused on fighting and training. Then I came home, and then I got distracted again. I had, like, events. I was going on holidays. I had this, and I said, you know what? I'm just going over there, and I'm just going to see what happens. I'm booking that one-way flight. I told me man, funny enough, my man was the one who turned around and goes, go. She goes, go, while it's in your head, get out of here, go, enjoy yourself, go over there. You'll never look back, promise you. You'll thank yourself when you go over. I got over there, John Mitchell literally said to me, just book the flight. Once I booked the flight, he goes, grand, it's all right, we'll be looked after. I think I landed in Dubai, and I didn't even know where I was staying. I was just like, it's grand, yeah, grand. Then John helped me out a good bit. All the boys in John's house, his cousin, and all the lads all really, really helped me out. Dara as well. Dara's me online coach and fitness mentor now, like, you know what I mean? He helps me out with that. So all the boys, I really fitted in well, and all the boys really looked after me the minute I got over there, and just that helped me, you know, build myself as much as I could. But, like, my God, the first few months was a struggle. Like, there was days where I was going, just thinking, where's my next meal coming from here? Like, you know what I mean? And just through perseverance and just constantly, you know, going to work, trying to get this opportunity to happen. That didn't work. Then just jumping on the next one, and through all that, then eventually it just clicked for me. And then I got, you know, me regular clients. I train in, you know, one of the best facilities in the UAE, and I'm just absolutely leveling up every day as much as I can, and that's the main thing.
Yeah, no, and you've talked to me about leveling up, and do you think you're going to fight in Ireland again anytime soon, or is it going to be over there? And how far do you think you are away from pro? Obviously, we don't want to jump too far ahead, but how far do you think you've leveled up to go pro, or do you still need a couple more Amis?
I think one more amateur, and then I'm gone. I want to get, like, an Irish title, an Irish amateur title, and then just go. I mean, I know I have the IMMAF European title, but I want one fight in Ireland, have everyone there, make a big statement, show that, you know, these Irish amateur fighters aren't on my level. I'm well above that level now. I showed it in the IMMAFs. I won the IMMAFs without losing a round. You know what I mean? Show me an Irish fighter that's done that. You know, I wish I got 3 stoppages. I got 2 stoppages. And then in the last fight, I dominated and didn't lose a round. Didn't even break a sweat, to be honest, in the whole IMMAFs. And now, obviously, I wanted to make a big splash on the pro scene. But I've good people around me who said, let's do one more amateur fight. Let's get the big Saturday night lights on, no shin pads, do the weight cut, do everything proper, get that amateur fight out of the way, and then we look to the pro ranks, because I know once I hit them pro ranks, like, I'm going hell for leather, like, I'm not going to let up, because I know the best pro fighters, when they go pro, is they stay active. You know, anyone that's made a big spark in the UFC, let's say in Cage Warriors, PFL, UAE Warriors, you know, any of these big shows, they come onto the scene, and they don't have one fight a year. They come onto the scene, they have 3-4 fights that year, And it's like, who is this new fella coming in and absolutely knocking everyone out? So that's the guy that I'm aiming to be, coming in, knocking everyone out first year, you know, building on momentum, and then seeing what the crack is then after that. Because I already know my value now. Like, I've seen what I'm actually capable of. Like, do you know what I mean? I went 3 losses on the bounce. One of the hardest things I had to do in my career. Came back, and now I think I'm like 8 wins on the bounce since that, in like 4 different disciplines. Like, so now it's like right, hone in on the MMA, get that discipline locked in, and then we go from there.
Yeah, you're talking about making a splash, because you really made a splash onto the amateur scene. Like that, you went on such a streak, and then obviously the losses came. But when you came on the streak, did you find at one stage, because I was one of the people that was always very vocal about how skillful, like where your potential could be. The lads in the Owl Triangle were very vocal as well. Did you ever get caught up in your own hype at any stage? Do you think that ever happened to you, or? Like,
yeah, 100%. People forget I'm only 21.
Yeah.
I was only 19 I was only 17 going 18 when I burst onto the scene there. Had like 5 wins in a row, four knockouts and stoppages, I think it was, or three or four, something like that it was. And of course I got into my own head. Of course I thought it was the shit. I thought it was the business. I was beating these fellas. Looking back now, that's a shell of a man I am now. I bullied that Senan Coakly, and he went on that streak there. Now I'm a different level. I'm more mature. I think you can see in my performances now in the cage, I'm a lot more mature. Back then I looked like a baby face in there, and even fought like one. I fought in a way, if you look at my fights in the IMMAFs compared to my fights back then it was like I was in there, and it was like I was there in the headlights a bit. I was like trying to get the win through anything possible. Now when I get in there, I'm like, this is my cage. I'm hunting you for as long as I want, and I can just march you down. Like, because even in the IMMAFs, anytime I had any small bit of bother, let's say I got caught with a shot or something didn't go my way, you can just see my face is just boom, dead. And I'm just like, right, back to the game plan. And it just shows it's instilled in, you know, the coaching that I've been put into me, like what John Mitchell says to me, you know, how to prepare for fights, how to get the most out of the first few seconds, how to get the most out of the whole fight, what the game plan for. Like, he's really brought my level up. Like, John is going to show his level this year as well. Like, that man is an absolute sicko. Like, he's an animal. Like, I've never seen anyone who trains as harder, who's more obsessed with the game than he is, and someone who's really, you know, shown me the actual potential in this career and what we can do with it, and showed myself the potential in me did. So I can never thank that man enough. So he's a big part of the reason why I've, you know, matured since then in my actual fighting career.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like, he's been over there, and you've seen the level. Like, that man is, he is a sicko. Yeah. Like you said, he is. And it's good that he's been able to guide you through these things, because obviously he's into his pro career and he knows the right and wrongs. And not that he can always tell you, but he can advise you the best that he can. But when you went through that streak, like said, you were coming into your own hype, when the first loss came, like, how did that feel? Like, when you were riding so high and then get, like, what was the feeling? Do you remember?
Terrible. It was just like, do you know what? It didn't hit me at the time. It hit me then, like, the week or two later, when I realised I wasn't the man. It was ego hit. And you know, that's the problem. Like, people get egos. You will get an ego, you know. It's how you control that, and that's what happened to me. That's all it was. Simple. You know what I mean? I had to sit down with people who mean the most to me, and I had a chat with them, and I just said, what's the crack here? And like that, at the time, Craig, me ma, Lee, me big brother, and they were just like, you just let your ego get to you, you know what I mean? You thought you were the shit, you thought you could go in there, beat these lads, and I was looking back, and, you know, my wrestling wasn't as good as I thought, my striking wasn't even as good as I thought back then. So I was like, right, it's just not as good as you are, now let's move on. Then the second and then the third loss was obviously big hitters then as well, you know what I mean? Because they're just piling on top of them emotions that you're having, you know, and what you're thinking about, and why you're like, what's going on? Like, why am I losing these fights? What's happening? Because you don't know, you really don't. All you can do is look at your fight camps and go, you know, where can I improve? Where can I train harder? Where can I get them more out of me training? There was nowhere. It was just me. It was just me slacking. It was just me not doing the training. It wasn't the actual problem with the training. It was just me not putting the work in that I did at the start. So once I got that sorted, you know, it took a bit of a while out. I think I took about 6 months then in between that third loss and then the Mantis fight. I was in Dubai for 4 weeks before the Mantis fight then as well. And, you know, I said to myself, like, I was right. There's nothing in this fight that's gonna phase me now. Like I'm not losing 4 on the bounce. It's not happening to me. It won't happen. And that's why then he had that armbar on. I don't know if you can remember the armbar.
Yeah.
And I remember literally looking at my arm and looking at this elbow just going up and up and up and up. And I literally had my hand out the top, and then I looked down and I said, like, I'd actually rather you break that than lose 4 in a row. And that's just when my mind switched in that fight. And probably in my whole career, when I was like, no, like, no one wants this as bad as me. Like, this isn't the hobby for me. This isn't like a little, let's go to the gym and have a good time and be fit together. Now, like I'm in here now to really make this. I'm not getting punches in the face for nothing. I'm getting punches in the face to be a millionaire now, and to go into the world and put my name on that world stage. I'm not taking punches to the face for it. That's why I always tell people who are thinking of getting into fighting, it's like, to be honest, I do the fitness side of it, but I don't see the point in taking hits to the head if you're not going to get money out of it, because at the end of the day, it's a dangerous sport we're in.
Yeah.
And I'm that dangerous sometimes, as you can see, when I'm head kicking people.
Yeah, I've been there as a cage conflict when you caught him right on the temple.
Yeah.
And that Mantis fight was the body shot, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was the body shot. When you were talking about there with the arm, like, and you talked about going away thinking about, like, the training and not putting enough, like, when he had you in the arm, were you thinking that, like, I'm after going away, train and think, like, putting everything into this?
Yeah.
This is the moment where it's make or break for me. Was it kind of that sort of a moment that you had?
Yeah. It was literally a moment where I was like, did I go away for 4 weeks? Did I sacrifice time with my family? Did I sacrifice time with my ma? Am I going to let all my loved ones in the crowd watch me tap out after all this? And then I'm right back to square one. I remember just saying, break it, like, it's grand. That's all I done. I just let my arm and I just tried to move it as much as I could. And then I just felt it getting looser. Then when I got out, I was like, my arm is 100% broken here. Like, and then it wasn't. I was like, thank God.
You were lucky, because I've seen there was a charity BJJ there recently and someone wouldn't tap, and you're just like, bro, it's a charity BJJ. Tap, and he got his arm broke. I think it was his arm.
There you go.
But, and for me, like, obviously you had a different reason is fighting, like, say, getting punched in the face. It's like, it's, people don't understand maybe if they don't watch fighting. Amateurs, like, the money you spend, like, you don't get paid until you get pro. And even at that, the first couple of fights is, you're probably not making any money, really. You're putting more into your camps. Like, how hard, like, for people that don't understand, like, what do you have to sacrifice, whether it be money, time with family? What can, like, myself as a civilian do that you can't do because you want to chase this goal? What are the sacrifices?
Like, I'll be honest, just getting to the IMMAFs and just to compete over there cost me upwards of 4 figures, like, right? Like, to get there, for my flights, accommodation, the medicals, all that, spend the money over there, easily more than 4 figures, let's say, yeah, to get over there. And I got no thanks off anyone for it, no thanks off my country for it, you know, not even a prize winner or anything. I won that and everyone thought I've made it, this and that. Oh, how much you get paid? No. I paid my own way to get over there. But I done it because I knew you win that, it's a big thing to have going into the pro ranks. It's a big thing. It's a big competition to enter because you can really test your level there because you're up against the elite of the elite, really.
Yeah.
You know, when you go there, you're fighting the best of the best. And that's what I wanted to go for. I wanted to go to fight the best of the best. I went, showed my level, and I was happy when I got the gold medal, and I just left, and that's that. That's why I won't do another one. You know what I mean? I'm not going to go to the Worlds. At the end of the day, I paid enough out of my own pocket for it, you know what I mean? I'm not going to go again just to get another gold medal. I've got my gold medal. I got what I set out to do. Now it's about the pro ranks and actually getting paid for this. But, you know, albeit some people can get sponsored for it, fair play to them, but me, I didn't for that at the time. And I think the sacrifices you need amateur fighters are making to get over there, you know, fair play to them. And I don't think they get enough credit because I've seen some people, you know, telling me they're working nearly 60, 70-hour weeks just trying to pay to get over there while doing their full-time training, while cutting their weight, while doing all that. So, you know, anyone that goes to the IMMAFs, you know, I have a newfound respect for them because I've seen the work that some people put into just to get over there. Like, so fair play on that one.
Yeah, and when you get there, people don't understand. You have to weigh in every day you fight. So how hard is that when your teammates have just lost, let's say. They're sitting there eating nice food, but you still have to weigh in. How much discipline do you have to do to maintain that weight day on day?
I went over there. Fighting at middleweight, right? So I went over there fighting at 83.9, yeah, 84, right? And I gets there and I'm like 86. And I was just looking at the scales, I was just thinking I had to weigh in every day, and I said, fuck that. Like, I was like, I'm not doing that. Like, do you know what I mean? I just don't have that in me to go fight every day, cut weight every day. So I remember I went to Marlene Griffin and I said, what's the story with the 88 kilo division? And she was like, I can move you up if you want. Like, you have to do it before the register. So I goes, yeah, grand. So I moved up to the 88 kg division. I was weighing in at like 86.5, 86 bang on, fighting 88. I didn't care though. I just knew I was like, nah, like, I don't care if you have them extra kilos on me. Like, you're not touching me in here, mate. Like, and that's the way I went in each fight.
Yeah, and like that, you were one of the few people that go in on their first IMMAF and go straight for the gold. A lot of people have to do it a couple of times. We've got multiple, like Ian McCartan, someone who kind of stands out. He is he has loads of fights. I think it's 50-50 record, but he's got a couple of gold medals. But lots of his losses have come at the IMMAFs, like I said, against the best of the best. One of the benefits I think as well is knowing people aren't going to pull out unless they miss weight or they're injured. Like, would you have had an issue with pullouts in Ireland on the regional scene?
Yeah, I had a good few, to be fair. I actually had a good few pullouts now on the regional scene. Stuff happens, like, you know what I mean? I don't take it personally. Like, if someone pulls out, someone pulls out. I wouldn't want to fight me either. I'd be scared of me, like, you know what I mean? If that's what they are, if they're scared, fair enough, like, you know what I mean? But if they are injured, obviously they're injured. I'm not going to force them to fight. But in terms of the IMMAFs, fighting them 3 days in a row was the heaviest thing I think I've ever done. Like waking up on that tour, I'm making up on that final day. Like, I remember like dragging myself out of bed. I was going to sleep, like I was fighting at like 4 o'clock in the day, falling asleep at like 7 p.m. and then going and weighing in at 6 in the morning, then coming back to the hotel, eating your breakfast, and then going back to sleep then until you wake up. Like, it was literally just sleep, wake up, fight, sleep, wake up, weigh in, fight. It's heavy. It's heavy. It's not easy. Like, it's not easy at all. I remember the last day I was broke up as well, and I was just like going to the venue and I was like, how am I gonna fight here? Like, what am I gonna do? But obviously you start warming up, you start getting going, and then you're like, right, I'll get this handy. Like, I'll do this. Like,
once you step into the cage, I've probably asked you this before, but I'm gonna ask you again. Like, do you get tunnel vision? Like, does everything else? I know at the IMMAFs there's no real crowd as such, but when you go into a competition, does that like blur out and you can only hear your corner, who maybe if it was John, if it was your brother over here? What way, like when you go into cage, does something just switch, or is that switched from before you even get there?
Yeah, when I step into the cage, I don't actually get tunnel vision because I actually can hear a bit of the crowd and I look around. I like to take it all in. Like, at the end of the day, I'm not doing this because I don't like being in that cage. I love being in that cage. I enjoy it. You can see me. I always have a smile on my face when I'm fighting. I don't get into the cage and I don't look stressed. I don't look worried. You know, that might be the psychopath in me that loves that. Like, you know what I mean? But I actually do love the violence. Like, I love getting in there and like, you can see it in my eyes when I look at someone and I hit them and I feel that shot is out to hurting them. I take pleasure in that. You know, when I hit someone to the body, especially with that teep, because no matter what, every fight I start off with a teep and no one blocks it. It always lands, and I can just see straight away in people's faces, they go from this to... And they're like, I'm like, now I have you. Now you're in here with me. I'm not in here with you. You're in here with me. Let this last as long as you want, pal. You can drop whenever you want. And that's when I remember in the IMMAF specifically, with Colin Moore and Alex O'Sullivan in the corner, like every fight, it was like, go and do your game. Like, do not worry about what he does. Do not worry about what he's going to come out and do. You go in there and you do you. And that's a beauty of the IMMAF as well, because you don't get a lot of looks at your opponents. You can't really game plan, so you don't think about too much of what they're doing. You're just going in there, and I remember I was going in every fight. I was like, right, put the pressure on, wrestle, and go for the takedown, try and scramble a bit, and if that doesn't work, you have your striking. And that's why I was so confident at the IMMAF, because I got to a stage where I was as confident in my wrestling as I was my grappling, or my wrestling as I was my striking. So when I was shooting for them takedowns, I was like, if he stuffs this, what's the worst that can happen? I break off and he has to strike with me.
That's probably more your forte.
Do you know what I mean? So that's when it was a big switch for me when I was fighting, and I knew how good my wrestling was, and I was looking at these and I was like even if you sprawl on this heavy, reverse it, we stand up, what's gonna happen to you then? Like, you're still in my world. If this takedown happens, you're on your back, trying to whip up submissions, and I'm just there in your face, sticking shots on you, like what I done in the IMMAFs, you know. So it was a different mentality when I was fighting then. Before, honestly, it was right. If I can just keep it standing, I'll win this. No, okay. If I wanted to go to the ground, I'll go bring it to the ground. If I wanted to stay on the feet, I'll stay on the feet. It was that little bit of switch of a mentality, and I think you could see in the confidence in me when I was in there. I was letting my shots go a lot more because I didn't care. I was like, if he catches this kick and takes me down, let him. I'll get back up. If he doesn't let me take, if he sprawls on this takedown, he defends it. No problem. You're still standing up with me. Whereas before it was like, he needs to stand up with me and I can beat him. If he takes me down, I don't know. You get me?
Yeah.
And then once that mentality switched, boom.
And I like that, because like that, if you go down and you're trying to work the game and you're having success there, and then it comes back up, because we know you obviously from before, like that is your world. The striking is your world, and like you've talked about going pro, I just can't wait to see the elbows and the knees. That's going to be a whole nother level. But I'm going to ask you just one or two more questions. You said obviously you want to come back and win an Irish title. There's a couple of shows. Is there any show in particular? Obviously, I would presume you'd want it closer to Dublin, because a lot of the time you've seen a lot of the fighters have to go up north. Is there any show in particular, or would you just like an Irish title?
Do you know what? I don't know who holds any Irish titles. I don't know who's on what, but wherever Irish titles is there, I'm taking it. Like, so, Cage Conflict. I like that show. John's training up there now as well, so I'd happily go on that show. Link up with John while he's in Belfast, because I think that's in September, is it?
September, October time. I think it might be October.
Yeah, whenever it is, I'm ready to go anyways. So I'll hopefully get on that show. What's that? Belfast, the Devonish, get up there, win that Irish title, and then it's see you later. I'm throwing elbows at people then.
And that is that like, I love all the shows. Your and kind of Cage Conflict will be the kind of two that stand out. The atmosphere in that place is absolutely mental, isn't it? Like, you've been there, you would have fought the hometown fighter, and even for every fight, it's just like a cauldron of madness. It'd be a good show to get on. But the last question is, if you want to be remembered as a fighter when everything's said and done, what would you want to be remembered for? When someone says Senan Coakly, what's the next?
Violence. That's what I will be remembered for. Like, there's no question about that. Like, there's not a fight where I've come out and I've not tried to inflict pain on someone. So I'll come out there every single fight. I'm looking to just inflict violence on people. That's all I really care about. And I think when people will look back at me and they'll see my career, all they'll see is that man, when he got into a cage, they were locked in there with him. He wasn't locked in there with them. That's a mentality switch that I had big time now. So now when I fight, to anyone out there that I am going to fight, you're going to be locked in the cage with me. I'm not going to be locked in there with you. So God bless you and save you.
Perfect. What a way to finish it. Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks, Dave. Appreciate it. Yeah.
See that? That is the clip.
Confidential.